How you doing, everybody? Quentin Vennie here. I don't normally do this. I'm not really the guy that sits in front of the camera and talks to you all. But I felt the responsibility to share this with you. It's my hope that it'll help to bring a bit of understanding to your life as it did mine. Recently, I had the pleasure of going to a meditation class with my good friend Bex from BexLife.com. And this is my first time going to an actual meditation class. I mean, many of you know, and some of you may not, that I've had a private meditation practice for well over 2.5, almost 3 years. But this was my first time going to an actual meditation class. So I was a bit nervous, but I was a bit excited at the same time. But what I uncovered in this class, it was amazing. It was a bit of an aha moment for me. During our meditation, we were told to picture ourselves. Like, picture us looking at ourselves. Picture us looking at a reflection of ourselves, or as if we had a twin and that twin was looking right at us, or something along those lines. Well, I saw myself in a desert. I was standing on the top of a mountain, and I was far away. So it's like I'm standing here and I'm looking at myself, but I'm at a distance. So I can't really see any features, but I know it's me. I can't see exactly who it is, but I know that it's me. And I'm walking towards myself, and in the process, this big sandstorm kicks in. So there's sand and wind, and everything is blowing, and everything is crazy. It's, sand is all over the place, and it's obstructing my view. So I'm walking towards myself, but in the process, I'm losing sight of who I am. I'm losing sight of myself. And when the storm, I started to get angry. I started to get frustrated. I started to become anxious. Like I'm pushing through this storm, but no matter what happens, I can't see myself. So I'm still walking and walking and walking and pushing through. And as soon as the storm ends, it just comes to an abrupt stop. And as soon as it ends, I'm gone. I can no longer see myself. I'm not on that mountain anymore. And what that message was saying to me was that I needed to let go. I needed to let go of everything that person I was looking at represented. Now, growing up, I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. So I pride myself on having the experience of living on both sides of the spectrum. I went to, very good, prominent schools, but these schools were predominantly white schools. I mean, I'm learning algebraic equations in Spanish and Japanese and geometry and chemistry, and I was a math science major. It was a magnet school, and magnet schools had just started back up. And yeah, I was fortunate to be a part of this program. I was exposed to different cultures and different ethnicities, and it was my school. It was a big melting pot. People from all over the world, and but at this school, I was looked at as this urban kid that spoke in a certain dialogue and a dialect that only kids from urban communities could understand. I was looked at as this, this thug type of character that, spoke Ebonics and I spoke a street vernacular and all of those things. But then flip the coin on the other side of the spectrum, in my own neighborhood, I'm looked at as, as the Oreo cookie. I'm the black kid that talks too proper, that speaks with proper diction and enunciates his words. I was looked at as the black kid that acted too white. They called you Oreo cookie back then. So growing up, I never felt like I was really a part of any group or any demographic. I never felt a part of any community. I was always cast out, and I was always, looked at as being different, right? And at that time, being different was, it was the worst thing in the world. I didn't want to be different. I wanted to feel a part of. I wanted to feel accepted, even though I didn't even know who I was. And I didn't know who I was because I had to adapt to who I thought I should be in these particular environments. And in growing up without a sense of really understanding who you are, for me, it created anger. It created a person of frustration. It created a person of animosity. So typically, my first reaction to every problem was anger. It became like my best friend. It became the person that I relied on, that I depended on to protect myself from my own vulnerabilities. During that meditation, I came to realize that it's time for me to let go of that person. That person that was on that mountain that I could barely see, was the person that I needed to let go of. He was that angry guy. And that sandstorm coming in and really constricting my view was my way of saying, was my way of telling myself, or was the universe's way, I should say, it was the universe's way of letting me know that it was time to let go. That, I've hit a ceiling as to where I am right now. And in order for me to break through that ceiling, in order for me to get to that other, to that other point, to get over that mountain, I was on the top of the mountain, but in order for me to cross that mountain and get over that mountain and get to the other side and see what else is there, I had to let that person go. And if you're dealing with any issues of anger, if you're still holding on to the feelings that, a person caused you, or the pain that someone caused you because they hurt you or did you wrong, or you're still holding on to ego and you're walking around like, I wish I had that, I'm here to tell you to separate yourself from who you think you are. You're so much greater than you think you are. Death in life is in the tongue. The power is in your mind. Everything starts in the mind first. If you believe you can accomplish it, it will be accomplished. A lot of times we talk about, letting go of walking away from our environments or walking away from certain people. But have you ever factored in, or have you ever considered that the person you need to walk away from the most is the person that you think you are? How many of us have really done a self-evaluation to understand and realize that the person that we're projecting ourselves to be is not the person that we are at all? It's not necessarily the environment or the people that are around us that are holding us back or hindering our development or our progression, but it's really us. We have to begin to hold ourselves accountable for our actions and our thoughts. We are the ones responsible for our successes and our failures. It's not anybody else. And it's important in our lives at this stage right now, you need to take a step back. Look at yourself. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and picture yourself. What would you say to you if you had the opportunity to right now? What are some of the things that you would say to yourself? What are some of the questions that you would ask yourself? Take the time out and really think about that. If you had the opportunity to sit down face to face with yourself, what would you say? What would you do? How would you feel? And then I want you to take that conversation and write it down. Write that conversation down. Write the questions down that you would ask yourself. Write the answers down that you would give yourself. Use this as a tool to understand who you really are. Because often our opinions of ourselves are so jaded by the lies that we've told ourselves and the lies that we've been told by others, that we've allowed their perceptions of us to become the perception we have of ourselves. So I challenge you. I challenge you to do a self-evaluation. I challenge you to take 10 minutes for yourself. I challenge you to have a conversation with yourself. Have a dialogue with yourself. I challenge you to do that. In closing, I'd love to hear from you guys. What are the things that you've promised and you've committed yourself to changing? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I'm reading everything. I'm responding to everybody. I want you to find the greatness within yourself. I want you to discover and uncover your own truth. Until next time, stay prosperous. Be inspired. Most importantly, be well.